5G technology. It's been a buzzword for years now, promising faster speeds, lower latency, and the potential to unlock groundbreaking innovations. Major telecom players like Reliance Jio, Bharti Airtel, and Vodafone Idea are already rolling out their 5G networks, bringing lightning-fast connectivity to millions across India. But recently, a new debate has emerged. Should enterprises be allowed to set up their own private 5G networks? India, with its vast telecom infrastructure, is at the forefront of this conversation. While many countries struggle with connectivity in rural or remote regions, India's telecom networks are already extensive, providing broad coverage even in the most urbanized parts of the country. Yet, as we move deeper into the 5G era, the question remains: do Indian enterprises really need to build their own 5G networks, or is the current public telecom coverage enough? Welcome to Perspectives with Pooja Nautiyal. In today's episode, we'll deep dive into the ongoing debate between telecom operators and enterprises, explore the latest recommendations from the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, and delve into whether private 5G networks make sense in India's telecom landscape. Let's break it down. First, let's understand what private 5G networks or captive non-public networks (CNPNs) actually are. These are essentially private 5G networks that are set up for enterprise use, allowing companies to operate isolated, secure, high-performance networks. It's been a concept that's been particularly relevant in countries with vast, sparsely populated areas where public telecom infrastructure is patchy, or in sectors that require very specific high-security needs like manufacturing or healthcare. In India, however, telecom operators like Jio, Airtel, and Vodafone Idea argue that private 5G networks are simply unnecessary. Why? Because of India's already extensive telecom coverage. From large cities to smaller towns, India has one of the highest telecom penetrations in the world. As of today, nearly every corner of the country is covered by at least one telecom provider, meaning private networks are a luxury India doesn't need. Now, this doesn't mean that there's no room for improvement. In fact, India is still rolling out 5G services across the nation, and telecom providers are working hard to bring ultra-fast next-gen connectivity to more regions. However, COAI, representing telecom giants like Reliance Jio, Bharti Airtel, and Vodafone Idea, says that private 5G networks are redundant, particularly because they require a significant investment in infrastructure and resources that would be better utilized in enhancing the existing public telecom networks. Private networks are also high maintenance. The Cellular Operators Association of India, COAI, warns that building and continuously upgrading a private 5G network would be costly and could quickly become obsolete due to rapidly evolving nature of 5G technology. Not to mention, the specialized equipment and technology refresh cycles could leave enterprises with outdated infrastructure after only a few years. Meanwhile, Adani Data Network, a unit of Adani Enterprises, remains the only company in India with permission to establish a private 5G network. Adani had previously announced plans to build a private 5G network as part of a broader digital transformation strategy for its core infrastructure. However, despite the fanfare around their announcement, there has been little public progress. The Adani Group is still working on its plans, but as of now, no substantial developments have been made public. Industries like manufacturing, healthcare, and transportation have very specific requirements that may not always be met by public telecom networks. In those cases, the need for a private network seems justified. However, the argument from telecom operators is clear. Why should companies go through the hassle of building their own networks when the public telecom infrastructure is already robust and capable of handling these needs? The solution, they argue, could lie in alternative models such as network slicing or spectrum leasing, where enterprises can access dedicated resources through public telecom networks without the need for a private 5G network of their own. As the debate over private 5G networks continues, some telecom companies are making strides toward expanding 5G connectivity in India. Vodafone Idea, VI, for example, has launched its own 5G trial phase in Mumbai. As part of this trial, select customers are receiving unlimited 5G data to test the new service, providing valuable feedback to improve the network ahead of its commercial launch. This trial is part of a broader strategy by Vodafone Idea to bring 5G connectivity to more cities across India. Vodafone Idea's commercial launch is expected to take place in March 2025 in Mumbai, followed by other cities such as Delhi, Bangalore, Chandigarh and Patna. This puts VI in direct competition with other telecom giants like Jio and Airtel, who have already launched 5G in select regions. India's telecom sector is at a critical juncture. The conversation surrounding private 5G networks raises important questions about how best to serve the country's diverse needs while managing the risks and challenges of advanced telecom infrastructure. While telecom operators argue that India's existing coverage is enough, enterprises are looking to private networks for greater control and security. With new recommendations from TRAI and ongoing trials from telecom operators, the future of 5G in India remains uncertain but exciting. What will the role of private 5G networks look like in India's telecom ecosystem? Will they be the solution enterprises have been waiting for, or are they a costly, unnecessary risk? One thing's for certain, the next few years will be crucial in shaping India's 5G landscape. The world of telecom is evolving, and we'll be here to keep you updated on the latest developments. What do you think about private 5G networks in India, by the way? Should enterprises be allowed to set them up, or should they rely on the public telecom infrastructure? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below and keep on watching The Main Street.